Hello viewers, you're watching Nahoo News Weekly, presenting this week's news to you. It's me, Gifty McConnell. Please stay tuned. As we move on to our first news, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed handed over houses built for low-income residents. On Goodwill Day, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed handed over the houses he built to the poor and low-income residents of Abware area. The information we received from the Prime Minister's office indicates that this handover is a part of the annual home renovation initiated by the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister, in his message on his social media page, also pointed out that the world is stable because of good deeds done for others. One of the principles we have followed since the change is to solve social problems through social responsibility. He added, millions have participated in this. From the children to the elderly, they have made it their culture. He also expressed his gratitude for participants of this year's social services. The Deputy Prime Minister thanked Ethiopians for their voice in the world for strengthening the spirit of Ethiopian unity in a message posted on his social media page. He said that following the rekindled war by the invading group in the northern part of our country, the peaceful rally in which the people living in Washington, D.C., America echoed the reality as usual is very admirable. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Dammaqe Mokonnin called on the member countries of the Nile Basin to strengthen their cooperation on fair and reasonable use. The first high-level cooperation conference of the Upper Nile Basin member states was held in Addis Ababa. Deputy Prime Minister Dammaqe Mokonnin, in his message at the official opening of the conference, called on the member countries of the river basins to strengthen their cooperation on fair and reasonable use. He asked academics, influencers, and journalists to contribute in their professions for the fair use of the Nile River. He added that since the Nile River is being affected by climate change, all member countries should play their part in protecting the safety of the river. He said that the start of generating electricity from the GERD is not only important for Ethiopia, but also for the region. According to information from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the conference was attended by researchers, former ministers, journalists, and influencers from upstream member countries. Ethiopian ambassador to the EU, Hirut Zaman, said the Director General of the WHO, Dr. Tedros Adhanom, is using his responsibility in an inappropriate way. A website called Health Policy read that the ambassador said that the Director General is not fulfilling the international responsibilities given to them. The ambassador pointed out that his comments regarding Ethiopia deviate from professional ethics and indicated that he is using his power improperly. Ambassador Hirut added the Director General's way of looking at things in Ethiopia is very far from his profession, adding that it is a shame to focus only on one place in northern Ethiopia while holding the great responsibility of being the Director General of the WHO. The International Ethiopian Diaspora Action Group, under the motto All Hands for Ethiopia, prepared a fundraising program for displaced citizens due to conflict and natural disasters, which was held at the Embassy of Ethiopia in Washington, D.C. A total of more than $100,000 was collected, including the painting of the GERD, which was put up for auction and sold for $10,000. Ethiopia's ambassador to the U.S., Sileshi Bekele, said that the diaspora should increase its support for Ethiopia in various fields. Ambassador Sileshi, who thanked those who prepared and participated in the program, pointed out that the participation of the diaspora should grow by making Ethiopia's truth known to international community through knowledge and technology transfer, institution building, digital and public diplomacy. According to the Ethiopian news agency reports, Ethiopia's permanent envoy to the United Nations, Ambassador Taye, journalist Hermela Aregawi, members of the diaspora community, and other invited guests attended the fundraiser. Sudanese scholars said that the Great Ethiopian Renaissance Dam should not be a cause of conflict for Ethiopia, Sudan, and Egypt. The Great Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which is being built with the joint efforts and cooperation of Ethiopians, will become a major tourist destination beyond its power generation. When the construction of the dam is completed, the fish production of the 1,700 square kilometer lake will be seen as the beauty of the area, and less than 70 islands that will be created on the lake will become a destination for tourists, and the area will also become a habitat for many birds, animals, and plants. Dr. Mahmoud Zain Labdin, Secretary General of the African Center for Governance, Peace and Transition Studies, who is based in Khartoum, Sudan, said that the dam is of great significance for regional mutual benefits beyond Ethiopia. According to the scholar, during his stay with Ethiopian news agency, the Great Ethiopian Renaissance Dam will be a multifaceted importance, especially for the people of Sudan. He explained that in the agricultural sector, the Sudanese should cultivate 3 seasons in a year to reduce the flooding in Sudanese cities and mainly to make them consumers of electricity. Mr. Lawrence Freeman, who has worked on African development policy for more than 30 years, said that CNN, which is based in America and is said to have many followers, is an absolutely unreliable media on a post on his Twitter page. According to Mr. Freeman, the organization has no interest in providing factual information, warning viewers not to be fooled by CNN's misinformation. He also exposed that CNN is working to make Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government look weak in its fake reports. He said that by this action, the CNN is trying to make the dreams of those who want to control the geopolitics of the region come true by destroying Ethiopia. Adding that by engaging in spreading false information, they are violating the principles of journalism, making the reports unacceptable. Moving on to our final news, Alibaba Group and the Ministry of Innovation and Technology have signed an agreement to provide training to entrepreneurs. The agreement is set to enable the company to provide training to technology entrepreneurs in Ethiopia. In addition, the Digital Transformation Association also recruited trainees to evaluate the results it's set to enable. It is also stated that the training provided by Alibaba is for decision-making bodies, entrepreneurs, technology company owners, and employees. The Minister of State for Innovation and Technology, Huria Ali, said that in order to realize the Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy, the focus has been on producing citizens with digital skills, adding that this training will enable Ethiopians engaged in the field to acquire knowledge that will make them competitive in different ways. The president of the Digital Transformation Association, Fikri Andargacho, stated that the training agreement with Alibaba Group will help support Ethiopia's digital transformation program. Sami Farad, senior advisor of Alibaba Group's digitalization office, said that his company supports Ethiopia's efforts to become Africa's e-commerce logistics center. This was the end of our news. Presenting this week's news to you, it was me, Gifty McConnell. Until next week, have a good time. We wish you a happy Ethiopian New Year.